This is the TRAXXAS MAXX SLASH, and it's probably one of the most controversial cars we've ever had.
Here it is, boys, the supersized Slash. Something nobody's ever been waiting for, but everybody wants.
Great.
Bye. So this Slash is a little bigger than your father's Slash, kind of a monster Slash, if you will. It's more than just a bigger toy. It's built pretty tough.
Like you said, it is a lot bigger than a Slash, so let's get a Slash up here and compare it.
That's a little bigger.
A lot bigger. A lot bigger.
That's lined up on the back wheel. It's quite a bit different.
Definitely. This is my hand compared to the hood on this one, compared to the hood on this one. Monstrous.
And this one is kind of based off of the Maxx. It's got Maxx underneath, so it's going to be a really tough truck. If you've been around our channel for any length of time, you know the Maxx is one of our favorite trucks. It just never breaks.
And the short course truck is just an amazing truck all around. I love my Slash. I love how versatile it is. It literally goes pretty much everywhere.
Oh!
On a bigger scale, it's just going to be so much more adventure, so much more fun, and so much more durability with all the Maxx components that it has. How fast can you pull off that body?
Oh, she's clipless. It don't take long at all. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. She's off.
Looks nice. We have this fully clipless system right here. I don't know if you know what the Maxx looks like, but this looks exactly the same.
Just like it, yep.
And these look like just little add-ons. You see 2 screws right there, and then it just clips on in the back right there.
Could you put those on a Maxx?
Put this on.
It might look kind of weird, but
It might look stupid. I'm going to say something. That looks awfully the size of a UDR body.
it does.
Oh my gosh.
There's a UDR body.
Literally the same.
If you had a clipless body, yep.
Why does that look so good, actually? That actually looks sick.
But this truck is nothing like the UDR. The UDR is a solid axle truck, not the same animal. If you're thinking maybe that it's just a glorified UDR, it isn't. We have independent suspension here where the UDR doesn't really have that. It's the solid live axle. Yeah, she's a beast.
So if you don't know the difference between independent and solid axle suspension, as you can see, it's very self-explanatory. This is a solid axle. Do you want to articulate that? When you push one down, the other one kind of stays there and or kind of, comes up a little bit. That's how solid axle is. In the crawling world, a lot of people prefer solid axle trucks.
True.
Even today, solid axle trucks are still sold. But for short course and kind of like going over whoops, stuff like that, I would honestly prefer over rough terrain and stuff like that, independent suspension. Whereas this is a desert racer.
It's close to what a real one would be like.
They're both great for the respectable reasons, but they're definitely not the same. This is a full new chassis, as you can see. It's not a Maxx chassis, it's not a Slash chassis. It's
a low center of gravity chassis.
It's a blend of the two.
So you got this, the drive shaft is fully enclosed, which is nice. Kind of X-Maxx-esque right there. And here you have all-new wheelie bar, which is completely different from the Max, where it's kind of a modular system. Take the screws out, flip it over, and then it's more for driving on the road. Instead, if you need it to hold a wheelie, you can. And when you're on the dirt, you flip it the other way, and it doesn't get in the way.
That is cool. So you can just take those screws out and flip it around.
Yep.
Nice. This suspension is really soft from the factory. I don't know if you can see that. Let's quit comparing it to the UDR. It's not even the same car. Let's get the Max, which it was inspired by. All right, so this is the Max. You've seen this on our channel a lot. I always say it's my favorite truck, best truck TRAXXAS has ever made. This one might be coming up. Immediately see the difference in wheelbase.
Quite a difference.
This is a V1 Max, not a V2. The V2 would be a little bit longer just because of the chassis changes and stuff like that, but really not that different. They call these shocks the GT Max shocks on this one. Just the great shocks TRAXXAS has always had for their bashers. If we take original V1 Max arms, you'll see that they are indeed the same. If we line this up where this goes, the same. TRAXXAS is using not V2, not the current Max parts, they're using the old V1 Max parts. So you can see here's another V1 Max part. I don't know if you can tell there, but that is the same part. These are original V1 Max arms, and it is the same part. They're not sacrificing any quality though. They're still great arms. I think we need to address the elephant in the room. This has double the cells, double the power as a regular Slash. It's instead of 3S, it's 6S, 22 volts of power going through this giant motor actually. And we have our 6S speed controller. You can run it on 4S if you'd like. And we also have right here an X-Max servo. So you can get Metal Gear, you can get, you know, the R, which is faster. Would you consider this 10th scale or would you consider it 8th?
I think 8th.
I would say it's a 10th scale, 8.5 scale. For sake of argument, the eRevo 2.0, the one they discontinued, is 10th scale. We grab it, you see this thing is kind of giant.
It is giant compared to that one.
It's an awesome truck. Look at that. Awesome truck. The wheelbase of these two, this Slash is longer from here to here.
Yep.
About an inch.
This is what the Raptor R should have been launched as.
The Raptor R was really not that big of a change.
Similar in size. Not as wide, but
definitely not as wide, but it is similar in size.
Exact on the wheelbase.
Really?
I am lined up perfectly right there. It's just a teensy bit shorter.
Wow. Interesting. Now,
but they already have a Raptor in a Slash, a Raptor, you know, the Fox body one. There's a Slash Fox body Raptor.
What?
Yeah, it's a 10th scale Slash.
Fox body, that's a Mustang.
The Fox Racing, the Fox.
Oh, I was like so confused.
Not
I was
Fox body.
I thought you were talking about that.
No.
I was like,
but the Fox Racing Team body, is that better for you? Which is just a Slash, and then they launched the Raptor R, and it's just slightly more than a Slash. I would have loved it if this would have been it. If it would have came, because the Raptor R is 700 horsepower or more in real life.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool if it would have been a performance truck.
You can see the difference between the Raptor R and the Slash Max tire right here. A lot bigger on the Slash Max than the Raptor R. That does bring us to a point. These tires are belted. These are the SC Max tires. That's what they call them. Cool pattern, definitely a cool pattern, but they are belted, which is interesting, very interesting. Obviously, it's not a top speed truck. That's really not what it's for. It's for, you know, jumping and stuff like that. But that is going to sacrifice top speed.
Well, with them being a belted tire, they're not going to balloon like your regular tire is. So you're going to sacrifice speed because as you're racing down the pavement, that tire is increasing in size. Therefore, you're going to get a greater speed.
These tires are now sealed. They're completely sealed, usually with TRAXXAS tires.
Which is kind of a good thing as far as not getting dirt and mud, water and junk inside your tires.
Exactly. If they don't balloon, why have them unsealed? Tell us what you think about this truck. This is a V1 Max drive shaft. This is just what came on the Max when we got it. It has the same thing in this car. I don't know if you can see that. Relatively the same thing in this car, except TRAXXAS calls these hybrid steel drive shafts. So in the U-joints, there's embedded steel, which is going to actually help a ton. These will bend out all the time, and we just have a ton of problems with these. So a lot of people think steel's going all the way through them. It's not. It's just the U-joints. As you can see right there on the TRAXXAS website, that's what it looks like. Don't worry, that's almost it, but there is one more really cool feature on this, I was gonna say Raptor R. People are saying, I wanna do this to my Max. We have these kind of spacers or droop things in the back, not in the front, just in the back, but they're little inserts that you can mount your shocks to, which give you more droop when you're flying in the air. Usually the shock would mount right here, but instead they have this riser, which allows this wheel to drop more.
And more adjustment too. There's different spots you can see.
Definitely, yeah. I think that's smart on TRAXXAS's end.
And if for some reason somebody wanted those on the front, I think they would probably just go on the front because it's the same arm.
The Slash has always had problems with like overshooting and catching air and just flying like a kite. TRAXXAS is battling that by putting holes in the back of the body. Very, very cool, so that when the air catches up in here, it's gonna come here, add downforce, and let that air escape. So there you have it. That is the TRAXXAS MAXX SLASH that just came out. Comment down below, tell us if you think you're gonna get one of these cars. Now after looking at it, might almost be worth it.
Getting quite a bit of truck.
It's a lot bigger, a lot badder, meaner, super durable. If you're wondering whether you should buy this truck or not, trust me, you're not gonna have to spend a lot of money on this truck, considering on how much we beat the Max and the Slash, those two trucks together, you're not gonna have to spend much money on this.
It's gonna be durable. And they do have a line of aluminum parts already out.
Definitely.
Well, that should about wrap this thing up, I think.
Awesome truck. I suggest you go ahead, bite the bullet, get one. It's gonna be a great truck. Probably gonna be, I almost want to like predict that it's going to be up there with the Max in sales.
Max contender.
Max
It's certainly
sales.
built tough like the Max, so it certainly should add value. You know, if you're not wanting to fix it all the time, I think it's going to be durable.
Anyway, that wraps it up. If you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell if you liked this video. We sure hope you did because we tried our hardest. And with that, share it with someone who you might think likes it, and we'll see you in the next video. 3x7 Outdoors signing out.
Bye for now.